So Secretary of State Antony Blinken, Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas are traveling to Mexico City tomorrow for meetings on how to contain the flow of migrants crossing the southern border. Meanwhile, we have some new numbers. First into News Nation and reporting live along the border today in Arizona, News Nation's Allie Bradley. How do the numbers look, Allie?
Yeah, not so great here, Connell. Right now, we can tell you already since October, we've seen over 730,000 individuals cross the southern border. And that's because December right now is on pace to set a new record. So take a look at some of these numbers. CBP sources confirming here to News Nation that they have encountered already 250,000 migrants along the southern border. The majority of them crossed through Arizona's Tucson sector. That's Lukeville. That's where we've been reporting from. The Del Rio sector, meanwhile, is where Eagle passes. They took the second spot there. And that is just one reason why Biden administration officials are headed back down to Mexico to try to get a handle on the influx in illegal immigration that we're seeing right now. This caravan in more than a year is en route to the U.S. southern border. The migrants, we're told, are mostly from Central America, Venezuela, Cuba, and even some from Bangladesh, among other countries. The reason here, they've been amassed down in Tapachula, in the southernmost point of Mexico, many of them for months. And they're demanding legal documents to be able to transit through Mexico. Well, here's the thing. Mexico's made it very clear that the migrants don't want to stay in their country, and they weren't invited to Mexico. So they really have no intention of allowing them to stay long term. Now, Connell, the country even halted its repatriation program because of some budget issues last month. So they're not even moving people out of the country necessarily right now. This says López Obrador, the president there that these top officials will be meeting with, is calling for more money for other Latin American countries and also wants to ease sanctions on certain countries like Venezuela and Cuba. Connell.
Right. So this, all right. So this visit is tomorrow. You have two cabinet secretaries. What, if anything, have we heard about it in terms of what we can expect? And then, you've been talking to people in terms of the reaction or the anticipation. What are you hearing about it down there?
Yeah, so there's not a lot of hope behind this meeting. They were just down there back in October, and not a lot came from that meeting either. So a lot of individuals we've talked to, including Border Patrol and lawmakers, saying it's kind of going to be another dog and pony show, another lip service move here. But here's what Representative Tony Gonzalez had to say about the meeting. Tony Gonzalez represents the area where Eagle Pass and El Paso both are, of course, kind of the epicenter of this crisis. Take a listen.
I don't think this meeting is about reinstituting a level of deterrence in the United States. Both President Obrador and President Biden are for open borders via expanded pathways. I think if you look at the policies of the two countries, they are aligned. And they're built around open borders and processing as many migrants into the country as possible.
Okay, so that was a national security expert, Charles Marino. That was not Tony Gonzalez. But when we talked with Representative Gonzalez, he said that these massive caravans that are en route to our United States and these humanitarian visas that are given out, Connell, and these individuals are just going to keep coming and keep reaching the southern border. Now, what we do expect from the secretaries that are going to be down there tomorrow is that they're going to reaffirm their commitment to the Los Angeles Declaration of Migration. It really expands those legal and safe pathways for migrants.
Okay, Allie, thank you. Allie Bradley.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.